Good day, here are the headlines from the Philippine News Agency. President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. has sworn into office 4 new directors of the Maharlika Investment Corporation, the governing body for the country's first sovereign fund. Vicky Castillo-Tan, Andrew Jerome Gan, Herman Lichauco II, and Roman Felipe Reyes took their oaths as MIC directors in a ceremony at the Malacanang Palace in Manila on Wednesday. Tan previously worked as officer of the Asian Development Bank from September 2002 to January 2021, and as Maybank's independent board of director and chairperson of its corporate governance committee. Gan was Singapore advisor for Bangkay Pictet and CIE managing director of Global Land Development Corporation, Fifi Liamur Incorporated and Beacon Holdings Incorporated, and Director, Treasurer, and Director of Communications of Novo Moda. On the other hand, Lichauco worked as an official for various companies including Medical Doctors Incorporated, the company that controls and manages the Makati Medical Center Hospital. Meanwhile, Reyes is the chairperson and founding partner of Reyes Takandong and Company and was director of Radio Philippines Network, or RPN9, Converge ICT Solutions, and several others. Last month, Marcos appointed Rafael Consing Jr. as President and Chief Executive Officer of the MIC. Incidents of focus crimes dropped by 18% from September 1 to December 19 this year, according to the Philippine National Police. PNP spokesperson Colonel Jean Fardo said 10,268 focus crimes were recorded during this period as compared to 12,554 crimes from 2022. From January 1 to December 19 this year, focus crimes dropped by 8.22% at 37,089 incidents from 40,411 incidents in the same period last year. Focus crimes include murder, homicide, physical injury, rape, theft, robbery, vehicle theft, and motorcycle theft. Fardo said crime incidents, especially during the bear months, have decreased with the cooperation of force multipliers, other law enforcement agencies, and police personnel. Meantime, the PNP has not monitored any serious and credible threat that would disrupt this year's Christmas celebration. However, the PNP remains on high alert, especially that the Communist Party of the Philippines commemorates its 55th founding anniversary on December 26. Fardo said they have deployed personnel to vulnerable police stations and are closely working with the military to thwart any attacks by insurgents. China has warned the Philippines not to miscalculate the situation in the South China Sea as it cited serious difficulties in its bilateral ties. In a phone call with Foreign Affairs Secretary Enrique Manalo, Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi warned the government to act with caution in handling the recent incidents between Chinese and Filipino vessels. He blamed the Philippines changing of its policy stance and reneging on its commitments to favor China. He said China would defend its rights and respond accordingly if the Philippines insists on its position or colludes with external forces that China sees to have ill intentions. Wang also said both countries should discuss their disputes as neighbors. The Philippine government has repeatedly protested the water cannon attacks by the Chinese Coast Guard on the Philippine vessels inside the Philippines' exclusive economic zone, aside from other so-called aggressive maneuvers by Chinese ships. President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. repeatedly said that the Philippines will not give up even an inch of its territory. Authorities are now investigating and are now looking for the taxi driver who charged an exorbitant amount of money from Taiwanese passengers whom he transported from the Ninoy Aquino International Airport Terminal 3 to Terminal 4. A video of a taxi driver charging 10,000 pesos for each of his Taiwanese passengers went viral on social media. In the video, it can be seen that the driver handed the passengers a fake taxi fare list with the logo of the Department of Tourism and NAIA. The uploader of the video said that the taxi driver even locked up the passengers until they paid the bill, which had been reduced to 5,000 pesos per person. Based on the list, the fare to Terminal 3 costs over 13,000 per passenger, while the cheapest fare for those going to hotels and bus terminals in Metro Manila is 10,000 pesos per passenger. The original post where the video came from stated that it was the guard at NAIA who made the Taiwanese passengers board the taxi. Land Transportation, Franchising and Regulatory Board spokesperson Celine Pialago Vargas appealed to the uploader of the viral video to provide additional information about the incident. She said they would issue a show cause order against the driver once identified. If proven guilty, aside from penalties, the LTFRB said the franchise of the said taxi could be suspended and that the driver may not even be allowed to drive for life. The Manila International Airport Authority is also investigating the incident. Meanwhile, the LTFRB also warns taxi drivers who ask for a certain fee when picking up passengers that they may be slapped with a 15,000 peso fine and a possible cancellation of its franchise. The Catholic Bishops' Conference of the Philippines stands by the Vatican's declaration to administer blessings to same-sex couples without validating their union through marriage. CBCP President Caloocan Bishop Pablo Virgilio David said Pope Francis' pronouncement of allowing Catholic priests to bless same-sex couples is self-explanatory. The declaration states that priests and ministers may choose to give blessings to couples in irregular situations and same-sex couples as long as they are not blessed as if they were a married couple. David said the declaration reaffirmed the Church teachings on marriage as a sacrament, particularly that the indissoluble union is made between one woman and one man. Meanwhile, Lingayen Dagupan Bishop Socrates Villegas explains that same-sex couples that seek blessing will only receive a blessing of mercy. He said that a priest who grants blessings to irregular couples is asking God to give them mercy and grace of conversion. Couples in irregular situations include those in cohabitation, non-sacramental civil marriages, divorce and remarried unions, polygamous relationships, and same-sex unions. And that's the latest and the biggest stories on the PNA Headlines. For more news updates, please visit our website pna.gov.ph or our Facebook and X account, Philippine News Agency. The PNA Headlines is also streamed via the Servicio Facebook page. You may also watch the PNA Headlines through the Philippine News Agency's YouTube account, via the News and Information Bureau website nib.gov.ph under PNA News, or on the Facebook page of the Presidential Communications Office or PCO. It's 4 days before Christmas. I am Wilnard Basilonia and this is the PNA Headlines, bringing stories that unite the nation.